Rosa used to be one of the most broken brawlers in the game, but now she's not as good as she used to be. But what caused this decline to happen? Well, to find that out, let's dive into the history of Rosa. On April 26, 2019, Rosa was released, beginning the chaotic Rosa Apocalypse. She was extremely broken at the start, having a shield that blocked 80% of the damage, and her super used to last 6 seconds. And her star power Plant Life used to heal 300 instead of 150. And these things all combined made Rosa really broken, so Supercell had to act quick on this major problem. So 4 days later, Supercell landed Rosa to some heavy nerfs with her super. They decreased the amount of damage she blocked from 80% to 70%, and also made her super only last 4 seconds instead of 6. But did these nerfs actually affect her? Well, not really, since she was pretty strong still. They also fixed a bug where the enemy Rosa's shield was not displayed correctly. So a month later, on May 21, they gave her even more nerfs. They higher her supercharge rate from 9 to 10, nerfed the super duration to 3 seconds, and decreased the healing from the plant life by 100, so now she only heals 200 per second. She also got some voice lines, but of course these nerfs didn't affect her much again, because even though she wasn't by now the best brawler in the game, she was actually the second best brawler. The Supercell really need to nerf this brawler even more. So on June 11th, they decreased her damage per punch by 20. They also once again higher the amount of hits to charge her super from 10 to 11. And these nerfs really start to affect her, and started to go near the bottom of the S tier, but Rosa was still strong at the time. Another month passed by, leading to June 3rd, where Rosa received her Orange Glove star power, which made her deal 200 more damage in bushes. But this star power didn't help out a ton, since her first one was way better. And this was a problem because in the current meta she had way more counters than her previous one, going down to the top of the A tier. Now Supercell decided to give her some buffs, like on August 29th, they buffed her health by 300. And on September 18th, they increased her health even more by 200 and increased the damage from her Orange Glove star power from 200 to 220. But did these buffs really help her out? Well, actually it ended up helping her a lot. This meta was pretty good for Rosa, and because of her health buffs, she was the best brawler in the meta at the time. Heading towards next year on March 17, 2020, Rosa received her first gadget Grow Light, which spawns a small area of bushes in the current position she's on. Now, the color of the bush she used to spawn wasn't always green, but depending on the map theme, so it actually fits with the other bushes, which was kinda useful at the time. For the next few months, she received no changes until September 10, but throughout these months, she was still a very solid brawler, consistently staying in the A tier. Anyways, her supercharge rate was decreased from 11 to 9, which made getting her super way more easier. Anyways, a month later on October 22, her winning animation was reworked, and her gadget received a change so now it only spawns green bushes no matter what. 9 days later, on the 31st, the Brawling Challenge was released, where you can win this limited Brawling Rosa skin for free. Later on, you could just buy it with 79 gems when Brawling comes back. But after a few years of the skin being available, it was completely removed from being available in Brawling, so you can no longer get the skin. In the beginning of 2021, Rosa was starting to struggle. Even though she received those buffs, she had tons of new counters like Byron and Edgar, and a ton more. She was no longer that good being in the B tier, and this is where her decline really begins. On February 19th, they added her Unfriendly Bush gadget, which was way better than her first gadget. In April, on the 4th, they added facial animation on Rosa and her skin, and on the 9th, they fixed a bug that played Rosa's face onto her plant's face. But these changes weren't enough because she was still in the B tier. But ignoring that, on July 2, she received her 149 gem skin Coco Rosa. A few months later, leading to October 27, her class was changed to tank from heavyweight. At the time, she went down to the C tier. On December 16th, her True Silver and Gold skins were added. But in 2022, Rosa makes her comeback. In January 17th, her Brawl Pass Tier 1 skin, Major Rosa, was released, and in this meta, she went all the way back to the S tier. The speed tier really benefits Rosa in bushes, which makes her 100% more better. 2 months later, on March 24, Mantis Rosa was added, featuring as a Biodome skin costing 149 gems. In this meta, she went down to the A tier. There's a ton of tank counters, which make her not as good as last meta. A month later, on the 27th of April, they fixed a visual effect issue with Mantis Rosa, which was the final change she ended up receiving. So let's see how she does until the present day. In the mid of May, she went down again, now into the B tier. The Vision Gator really hard countered Rosa, which made her not a great brawler to use currently. And for the next tier list on July, she stayed in the B tier again, but in the meta of September, she went down to the C tier. A lot of far range brawlers are extremely good in this meta, which really counters her. In the next 4 tier lists, she went back and forth from the C tier to the B tier. She really struggles in every single meta, being easily countered, which leads us to the final tier list where, yep, she's still in the C tier again. But there's still hope, since in the August balance change, Rosa will be receiving, or ready to receive, depending on when you're watching this, the super supercharged trait, which could make her really good honestly. And that's the complete history of Rosa. If you enjoyed, make sure to subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.